Greetings one and all, and welcome to the Mystic Mind Analysis. I am the Nightmare Rider, Major Mind, reminding you as always that even a cheeseburger can be deconstructed to its original source. We are now in the second of Season 5's Rarity trilogy, which is shaping up to be 3 different ways of exploring how Rarity's creativity is applied to different scenarios. In this case, we are seeing how the TLC that she has for dresses and everyday fancy things applies in an investigative sense, seeking to clear Rainbow Dash's name after being accused of cheating to get into a performance with the Wonderbolts. While Rarity's detective work is primarily played for laughs, there is a serious application to her choice of questions towards witnesses. What is displayed is a method of foreshadowing that is similar to the trope of Chekhov's hobby. Whereas Chekhov's gun would be an object that's strongly hinted at to play a vital role later in the story, Chekhov's hobby is where a particular skill or ability is hinted at to be used at a critical moment. We get to see how Rarity applies her charming techniques to a delivery pony who gets her order partially wrong, softening them up by showing sweet empathy towards their situation, as well as personal compliments to their skill, enabling Rarity to persuade other ponies to provide the information that she needs to obtain. This setup, combined with the fact that Rainbow Dash's Wonderbolts ambition, sets up the theme of the episode's plot, a film noir-style mystery. What I find helps this episode considerably, it can be viewed as a parody of black and white detective films. Parody works by mimicking the core style of the media it is making fun of, while exaggerating particular qualities of that media in order to make it look silly. The heavy jazz music and removal of colour from these investigation scenes take this genre's archetypes, made silly with Rarity's obvious hard-boiled detective act. When we expect the inner monologues to be inaudible to every pony else, it becomes funnier when Dash points out that Rarity is actually speaking aloud. The scenes that best exemplify this parody are the interrogation of the castle guards and the long walk through the rainy street. The way Rarity switches costume in order to take on a different archetypal role works with how much she hams up her performance, without anyone questioning why the same pony acting in a complete opposite manner to before, except of course for Rainbow Dash, who effectively acts as a straight mare in her anxiety and potentially using her dream ambition. Likewise, the jazz pony randomly playing the trumpet on the balcony fits so well with the stereotype while being funny due to how out of place it is for Canterlot. Combined with the visually represented metaphor of Rarity having all of her ducks in a row, this episode had countless scenes that had me bursting out laughing. What helps is just how well the personalities of Rarity and Dash gel with each other. Rainbow Dash is trying to retain at least some shred of modesty and care for everyone who she respects, while Rarity is also patient with her fangirling and emotional outbursts, since she knows how important the Wonderbolts are to Dash. Due to how Rarity has shown to have more expertise in things like fashion and perfume, the questions she ends up leading to with potential witnesses is easy to mistake for her getting distracted from the main topic. As such, it is easy to see why Rainbow Dash will be getting ever more frustrated with all the tangents Rarity goes on. Her very dreams are on the line, potentially being ended by someone setting her up for a crime she would never even consider doing in the first place. The fact that all of Rarity's tangents turn out to be legitimate investigation skills, revealing all of the small clues that point to Wind Rider, is a clever use of her creativity to fit into an unexpected usage. However interesting these details may have been, it doesn't make the plot any less thin. The first problem comes with just how obvious the setup for Rainbow Dash as a suspect was. The Wonderbolts seem transfixed on Rainbow Dash being guilty until proven innocent, completely disregarding the concern she showed for the well-being of Spitfire's mother before. Being in the reserves at least should allow the Wonderbolts to know why Dash is not the deceitful type, and expecting to prove her innocence over a preordained conclusion of guilt does not feel like it represents the Wonderbolts team's spirit. On top of this, the motivation for Wind Rider to frame Rainbow Dash was completely obvious from the moment the entire charade was set up. It is mentioned several times how he is the only other pony to be in the building, as well as being the first to throw accusations at Dash. With the contrived circumstantial evidence, as well as the only motivation for framing her being the overdone character trait of jealously guarding a record, it made the investigation parts more tedious than they needed to be. This is a case where the tropes of film noir are followed too closely, rather than being made fun of how obvious they would have been, making it a problem with trying to balance humour and genuine character drama. This is an episode that could very well have benefited so much more from being a full-blown parody. However, in spite of how this aspect lags behind, the rest of this episode is indeed stellar quality. What I find to be the best aspect is just how solid Dash's characterization is. Out of all of the main 6, save perhaps for Twilight, Rainbow Dash has had the most overall development. How she keeps her ego in check is very impressive, but it also shows her unwavering loyalty to the Wonderbolts. She knows how important important team membership is, as well as considering the well-being of other members as she learned in Wonderbolt's Academy. Though she has her doubts with her skills in long-distance flying, she is still willing to push herself to the limit in order to get Spitfire back in time. This attitude opens up several possibilities for character exploration in future episodes, including lessons on self-doubt, akin to testing 123, or hero worship, akin to daring don't. This combined with her impatience with Rarity shows that, with her ego now in a more manageable place, she isn't completely free from character flaws. Even at her best, there is still room to grow, and to me, this is showing just what kind of stellar character writing there is for the season so far. Overall, this episode is just another example of a poor theme balance holding back a potentially great episode. The humour and banter between Dash and Rarity is spot on, providing many hilarious interactions that made the journey much more entertaining than the destination. The predictable mystery isn't helped by dragging out the pacing at times, but is still far easier to cope with when we see fresh sides to a character pair dynamic we rarely get to see. I give Rarity Investigates a final grade of an A-. Do you have any thoughts on the episode? Be sure to leave them in the comments below or by video response. Until the next time, this is the Nightmare Rider, Major Mind, riding out.